You're listening to Against the Number and More with Nick Bonsanto.
Please enjoy this interview from my radio archives. Mike Tyson with us. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
Mike, I'm really happy to have you here because you are about to embark on something that I don't know if a lot of people would have the guts to do. You are going to be in a one-man live on-stage performance, Mike Tyson, The Undisputed Truth, live on stage. Are you nervous about this at all, Mike?
Yeah, but this is just what I do. Of course you're nervous. Anybody that go, but this is just what I do. I was born to do that stuff, I believe.
Mike, you have had, I mean, this here, is this just like any of the other chapters of your life? I mean, you just go after it, you start throwing punches at it, and you just hope you knock it out, right?
Similar. You throw a lot of punches at it, and you keep throwing punches at it. If you win and you lose, and sometimes you will win and lose, but you keep throwing punches, and one day you're going to hit the big champion, then you're going to be the champion. And that's how the scenario goes. Regardless you just never get discouraged. Can you imagine what would have happened if Julie Garland or Sammy Davis Jr. would have got discouraged? We would have never had that talent.
You've been in movies. I mean, I've seen you in The Hangover and these movies. Do you have aspirations to be like a big-time actor? Would you like to be the guy that's the main marquee guy in a film?
I like to do some stuff like that probably on stage, live.
Because you can be yourself?
I don't know, because I can work. I'm at my best when I'm working on a particular project where if I fail in my mind, at least, if I fail, I'm going to be totally obliviated and humiliated. And that's where I think I work my best, if I fail or succeed, because I give all of myself. And even my failures is awesome.
We're speaking with Mike Tyson, if you don't know, on the show, but I don't know who in the world doesn't recognize the voice of Mike Tyson. You mentioned
ludicrous.
It would be ludicrous. I mean, let's be honest, that would be downright un-American of you if we don't know who you are.
I don't know. I'm just very grateful that I had an opportunity to do things in the greatest country in the world. And I know we have problems in this country, but I've been all over the world a couple of times, and by no means this is the greatest country in the world. For people that think the way we do, American people, this is the best country in the world.
Mike, you mentioned how good it is here. I mean, one of the great things about America is we give people second chances. And let's be honest, you've had your downs, you've had your ups. The public, America, they still open their arms to Mike. Does that make you feel good?
Explicitly, listen, right? I'm just very grateful because when you really think, if you want to really be honest, I had around 10, 20, 15 chances. I had too many chances, and I screwed them all up. And I'm just very grateful that people and just giving me another opportunity. I've been involved with people, like Customato, Bobby Stewart, Marilyn Murray. I'm talking Steve McFarlane. I'm talking about people that their whole only objective in life is to improve somebody else's life. And they're not I'm not saying they're Mother Teresa, but their objective, they get attitude, they don't like certain people. They're just but their objective in life is to make people better people. And I was just so grateful to be in the presence of those people. And I'm talking about people, you may look at them, I don't care what, they may look they may look vulnerable, little old, scribble up white people, but these guys are warriors in spirit and helping other people. And it's just, I never met people like that. And these are just, man, I realized that you could fight in many other aspects too, not just physically.
Talking about Mike Tyson. Mike, you mentioned a name. I know a guy really, really close to you, Customato. What did he really mean to you?
Hey, listen, right? That's pretty interesting because I really don't understand that because everything that I'm doing now stems from him. My way of thinking about certain obstacles or certain genres I'm willing to participate and enter. And so everything I do is a stem from him because he taught me. He said, fighting is action. Fighting is making somebody appear that something is going on, but it's actually not. It's an object of illusion. He said this whole glory thing is a whole entertainment act in itself. You can't get glory if you're not conscious of the crowd or the people. You know what I mean? That's the only purpose that you want glory because people have to be there and they have to witness your courage that you show because you are afraid. The only reason we have courage is because we're afraid.
Mike, let me ask you this. I mean, as a boxer, you have to go into the ring or you've got to go in with the thought, I'm going to win. Does fear have any part in it? Does fear motivate you at all? That fear of failing, does that motivate you?
Extremely, yes. but I'm so extreme that even when I succeed, I feel that I failed, and even though I succeed, I made then 90%, else 99%, and did great. That 1% haunts me.
Mike, what haunts you the most in your life? What is that one thing that, boy, if you could push that do-over button, would you want to push it on?
Wow, I don't know yet. My life isn't over. I want to say I just married my wife a few years ago. I have 2 children, so I don't want to think about that, because if I thought about that, they might not be in the equation, and I like being in this environment right now. So I don't even like to think if I changed this would have happened. If I became more of a guy like this would have happened. So everything I believe happened the way it's planned to be. I believe that we have no control in the matter. I believe it's all out of our hands, and as soon as we realize that, I believe life will be more simple and less complex. But I stay out of my way the best way possible.
Mike, one of the things you just said, if you had taken different paths in life, you wouldn't have met your wife now. Tell me this, because I know this firsthand myself, because I've made mistakes in my life and have had some bad situations. But, boy, when you hook up with the right woman, doesn't it help?
It does a lot, because it makes you know that you could be yourself, and even if you fail, you could succeed in failure. You know what I mean? You can't. It's very difficult to succeed in failure alone, because you're judging yourself. You know what I mean? We always have to get input from other people that's close to us and love us, and that could be objective to us, that could help us, and not be yes men or yes ladies.
Yeah, they have to have the nerve to tell us you shouldn't be doing that, right?
Hey, listen, we don't have that in our life. Listen, in biblical times, that's what a slave job was, to tell the ruler, the king, that victory is fleeting. We have to continue moving on. It's just fleeting. We're not invincible. We have to be such and such to prove that we're invincible. And this is what a slave job was, to tell the ruler.
Speaking with Mike Tyson here on the show. Mike getting ready to perform a one-man act. Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth, live on stage. Mike, let me ask you a question. If my listeners are in the audience at one of these shows, what is the one thing they are going to be most surprised to hear from the mouth of Mike Tyson?
That my whole life is desperation. I'm just a very desperate person. I have such a magnetic and extraordinary quiet side of desperation. Everything's desperate. Like this show in my psyche, my mind, if I don't do this, I'm dead. If I don't go to the store and bring the right change back, I'm dead. Everything has to be perfect in my mind. That's how my mind works in order to live right and to be perfected. My weight has to be right. That's the kind of guy, if I don't look right, if I'm not prepared right, if my weight's not right, if I'm not sweating right, boom, I have to be perfect in everything I do to confront my obstacle.
Mike, I mean, you say that, and one of the things is it's really funny, and I'm listening to this, and I'm probably not to the extreme that you're mentioning here, but it sounds like you actually worry. I worry, and I'm going to be honest, I worry about this. You worry about the way people perceive you?
No.
You don't?
I worry about the way my peers perceive me.
It's important to you that they respect you?
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
not necessarily respect me. No, I'm just, that I'm a figure to be reckoned with.
Mike, let me ask you this too. You're going into you're doing the live performance on stage, and the boxing career is really kind of in the rear view. Have that one last fight?
No way. No. The best thing that ever happened to me, that I refused to fight anymore and I retired. That was my dark path. For me to be successful in that particular genre, I had to be very dark and think of myself greater than I actually was. Now I'm in the light. I no longer have to be in the dark. I'm going to shine. And when I shine, everyone in the world will know.
Mike, as you embark on this next chapter in the life of Iron Mike, I don't know if you like Iron Mike. I just said it, but after this acting, we're off of this acting. What are your future plans? I mean, have you looked far in advance and said, this is my next goal? Do you have that next goal after this?
No, because I'm only born on this planet to entertain people. That's my only purpose here. My purpose is not to be no political figure, or not to try to kiss butt with some guy who's kissing the butt to the next guy who might be president of the United States or something. No, my job is to be here and to entertain people and to move people, and hopefully they appreciate my particular craft.
If you had to tell somebody, Mike, what your craft is it just Mike Tyson, entertainer? What is it?
That's what I am. I'm an entertainer. I decided I was going to be the greatest fighter God ever created, and then I decided I'm going to be an international entertainer as well. That's what I'm going to be.
I can tell you this honestly. I don't care if people loved you in the ring, hated you in the ring. People I'm sure have had negative things to say with some of your instances, and you've had some fans that have stuck by you. But if there's one thing Mike Tyson is, I can tell you, it is an entertainer, and you are a guy that people just want to hear from. And you know what? That's a gift, my friend. That's a gift.
I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much, Nick.
People want to hear what you have to say, and I like it. And I will tell you this, a lot of people, I actually, when they knew you were coming on the show today, I put it out there. Somebody asked if you were going to come to the studio with the tiger from the movie. Do you think you could do that one day?
I don't think so, but I just took a photo out with that tiger from the movie as well.
The tiger didn't want to eat you, did he, Mike?
Well, I wasn't that close. We did trick camera trick, stuff. He at one moment he's dead, and the next that kind I'm never in the picture with him, really.
Because I got to be honest with you, Mike. You may be tough, but I would be scared as hell being next to a tiger. I can tell you that.
You have a right to be. We don't stand a chance. We won't last more than 3 seconds with him.
Yeah, it would be like one of your fights.
It'll take less than 3 seconds for us to stop breathing with that cat. Isn't that crazy? Less than 3 seconds.
I'll be honest with you. I would soil my shorts being next to that tiger.
He'll kill you before you're finished.
Hey, we have been chatting with Mike Tyson. Let me tell you the deal. People, if you miss this, I think you need to have your head checked, because Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth, live on stage, okay?
Doing some stuff, too. I'm going to give him good stuff. Prison stuff, ex-wife, stupid.
Prison stuff and ex-wife stuff? Tyson.
Hey, listen, can I tell you something, Nick?
Yeah, go ahead,
Nick. Can you ever imagine a scene like this? An up-and-coming actor, we don't know who he is, Nick, is boning my ex-wife, who I'm still boning too, and went to go to her house and bone her, and then I run into him and her together, and then my boner went down. Isn't that crazy?
I can only imagine. First off, the guy that did that has got to be a moron to go do something to the champ's wife. Because, come on, I will tell you this. While you've had some very hot women, trust me, and I may have been moved to visit them, knowing you were there, you would be much like the tiger. I would think you would kill me in 3 seconds.
No, that's because he's only a goddamn sex addict. Only people with sex addict would risk their life. You know that,
right? Mike, you never know what people do. Mike, I have to tell you something, truthfully. My friend, I have to tell you, Mike, I'm enjoying this. I wish you were here next to me, because we'd have a ball here together. I've got to come out and see your show. There's no doubt I've got to get out there and see this, because Mike, there's nothing like you, and I can't thank you enough for being here. You literally, you've made my day. You have made my day, because right now I'm picturing that room with that guy. I'm picturing that right now.
Oh, God.
It is so much fun. And so it will be Mike Tyson, let's just say, unplugged, uncensored, and the unadulterated truth, right?
100%.
Mike, I thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate this. Hey, I'm going to try to come out and see this. And, again.
You won't be disappointed, buddy. Trust me. I will give you my all.
Whether people loved you or hated you, in truth, I do think you always gave it your all. I'll tell you one thing, and you always entertained. I guess that's why you want to keep entertaining. You can't beat that. If a guy doing what you do entertains.
No drug can compete with it.
Mike Tyson with us here. Mike, much continued success. Hey, I hope we can do this again.
You and me both, buddy.
I hope you enjoyed that from my radio archives.